Welcome. Well, you're at home with Jim and Joy, and you are an important part of our EWTN family, and we want to hear from you. So send us an email, jimandjoy@EWTN.com. Well, today we're going to have a wonderful show.
I'm thrilled.
Today we will have Joseph and Ann Scheidler, and they are dear friends who they call him the grandfather or the godfather of the pro-life movement, right?
He is indeed.
They're co-founders of Pro-Life Action League. Yeah. They've been in the movement way back when.
Before 1973, before Roe versus Wade.
Before Roe versus Wade. Seeing the tsunami that was coming our country's way, with knowing that abortion would become legal in our land.
Yeah. Big influence on so many lives, on our lives personally. In terms of pro-life activism, he is indeed the father of pro-life activism, compassionate, nonviolent, that you can save someone's life today, equipping people beautifully. And it made me think of years back, meeting Mother Angelica in 1994. We've always been very involved in the pro-life movement, and the Scheidlers have been a real inspiration for us. And I met with Mother while I was still an Episcopal priest at that time, in 1994, because Operation Rescue was coming to Birmingham, and I was heading that up in Birmingham. But also that year in 1994, the FACE law passed, Federal Access to Clinic Entrances, giving draconian penalties, time in jail, lots of fines. And our city had been chosen before that bill passed to do Operation Rescue. I met with Mother Angelica at that point and said to her, Mother, you know, this is who I am, who we are. We are going to sit in nonviolently and prayerfully here in Birmingham in front of abortion mills, but we could really get hammered. And the Mother really listened, and it was so wonderful and was very affirming. And I said, you know, we're Protestants and Catholics. If something happens and we go away for a time or we're really hit hard, would you say something? And she said, I will speak. I will speak. And Mother Angelica's commitment to the sanctity of the human person, not many people remember that she came to Birmingham to start that monastery to do what? In particular, she had a mission to pray for reconciliation between the races.
Right.
Okay, so that was her key thrust. God took her in all sorts of directions. But she had a heart for the human person and the equality of all people in and out of the womb, blacks and whites together. And she found a bishop here that said, I welcome you and the sisters that come, especially to be devoted to the Lord, Eucharistic adoration, but to pray for reconciliation. Her opening prayer for this network in 1981, I won't read the whole prayer, but there's a portion of this prayer that means so much to me and really speaks about the Scheidlers. She was praying for the network and for the people that would share on the network. Bestow upon this network the power to inspire men to seek holiness of heart, zeal for the extension of your church, courage to seek after justice and human rights, courage to seek after justice and human rights, and the patience to endure persecution. You know, Mother had that heart about human rights, about courage, about standing for all people. With dauntless fidelity, she did that, and that's what the Scheidlers are about.
Right, and one of the beautiful things about EWTN, it's to inspire us, those people who are at home saying, what can I do? What am I supposed to do with my faith? What am I supposed to do with my love for Jesus? I can remember I didn't know how to sidewalk counsel. I didn't know what we were supposed to do. Like, what did you do? What was your behavior supposed to be like when you went out in front of a sidewalk, in front of an abortion clinic? Well, Ann had the Chicago method. It was a VHS tape showing you how dated we were. And they would teach you, this is what's helpful. This is what they learned over the years. This is what works. This is what doesn't work. Yeah. And that's how we would train. So when we would invite other people out onto the sidewalks, well, we showed it in our church to our women's Bible study, who we then learned that, watched it, and then we went out on that. We said, okay, well, we got to get out there and try it. And that's what we did. So we went out on the sidewalks. So they have discipled. They've given their lives for many. They're the parents of 7 children. They have 24 grandchildren. They're really pro-life, generation to generation.
And he's written a new book, Racketeer for Life. Racketeer for Life. You're going to want to know about that title. Fighting the Culture of Death from the Sidewalk to the Supreme Court, Racketeer for Life. I think he was in a lawsuit like for 25, 26 years, a RICO suit. Racketeering influenced corrupt organizations, went before the Supreme Court either 2 or 3 times, finally won that case after 26 years of persecution. Great man of courage. His wife's the one that got him involved. You're not going to want to miss this show. If you want to know the history of the pro-life movement, read Racketeer for Life. He's here with us today. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, you are an important part of our EWTN family, and we want to hear from you. If you have a question for our guest today, Joseph and Ann Scheidler, you can send us an email, jimandjoy@ewtn.com, and hopefully we will use your question right here on the air. Well, here are 2 heroes of the pro-life movement.
Amen.
They're co-founders of the Pro-Life Action League. Joe is the author of a book, A Racketeer for Life, and is the chairman of the board of the Thomas More Society. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as our interview goes on. But I want to welcome the both of you. I was telling when we had Eric on with Joe, Joe looked good, but he looks a lot better when you are sitting next to him.
And I'm a lot older.
Sweet of you. So beautiful.
Beautiful couple.
It's so beautiful. Well, we want you to tell our family at home a little bit about the Scheidlers. Maybe people know of you, they've seen you as activists being really involved. But let's bring them the at-home version of who you are and how you got to be the place where you are. God is using you so mightily. So where
it was
you
never
met,
our idea.
I know, but that's
It
always
wasn't
It was
planned.
God's plan. Yeah.
Yeah. So where you met, where were you both born and raised?
Well, I was actually born in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Wow.
So you're
Because-
Southern.
I'm Southern, but I was only Southern for 6 weeks because my father was in the Army training at Camp Shelby, was shipped off to the European, battles, and my parents were actually from the Chicago area, so my mom took me and went back up north. So, but then I grew up in a suburb of Chicago.
Okay.
Was your father an attorney, or did I?
My father was an attorney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He was.
But he was a captain in the 442. The Japanese that couldn't fight in the Pacific were fighting in Europe. And so he was all through those battles.
Thank you so much for his service and for your sacrifice.
Yeah. That was, in fact, a big part of our growing up was the fact that he was in this Japanese-American Nisi regiment, and when he was sent to Mississippi for a training, he was an officer, and he got down there, and all of the men were Japanese, and he called back to my mom, who was up in probably Chicago. I think they sent me the wrong place. He had never met a Japanese person before. But these men became such dear friends of his, and in our home, if one of his Army buddies was coming to visit, it was the greatest honor that could befall a person to have one of the. They were mostly from Hawaii, some from California, but
Well, that's an amazing thought.
it was
because
just-
this is World War II.
yeah, World War II.
And
They
so
still
we're
had
bombed by the
segregated units in
Japanese,
the
and this
Army.
is a Japanese
And
group.
these men's families were in those camps, all over the west coast of the United States, and they were going to prove that they were loyal Americans, and they were, and I believe still stands, the most decorated outfit in the history of the U.S. Army
Oh my goodness.
for their heroism.
I hear a book. I hear a book coming on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you meet? When did you meet? How did you get together?
Well, I was teaching in Mundelein College. I'd been teaching at Notre Dame, and I had to take a year off to get for the degrees. When I went back to Notre Dame, the substitute they'd picked for me was doing real well. And I was a little tired of South Bend anyway, because outside the football season, there's not much going on. I'd always go to Chicago to see plays and things, so I just said, I'm going to teach in Chicago. And I was sick of teaching guys. I'd been in the seminary, the monastery, Notre Dame, when it was all men. So I only applied to girls' schools, and it was in Mundelein College where I met Ann. Okay. And she knows that story better than I do. I'm not sure what happened.
I actually never had Joe for a teacher. I was a junior at the college when he came there. And I met him, I actually ran into him in the cafeteria. Now, this was a traditional women's college, a little bit prior to the feminist, revolution. So the cafeteria was called the tea room. And there was a table with a bunch of the faculty sitting there, and I was going around recruiting people to come to an event. I was the social chairman. I stopped by that faculty table and said hello to people, and I looked at Joe. I don't know why this occurred to me. I hadn't met him before. I looked at him and thought, I bet I could get him to marry me.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know that was
Amazing.
He never knew that for a long time.
Yeah. That's amazing. Well, our daughter had that experience too. Our son-in-law came to our church. He had moved there from out of state, and he walked in and she told her twin sister, "That's my husband." And she goes, "He hasn't even recognized you. Like, what are you saying?" She goes, "Oh no, that's my husband." I mean, she knew him like in a minute, so that can happen.
So how long was it between your meeting and your sense about that to the time you were married?
Probably about 2 years till we actually did get married.
Okay.
But I had run into him in the student center, which was in the basement of our school was just a skyscraper. It wasn't like a campus in inner city, in Chicago school. I ran into him in the student center right before Christmas break, and he said he was going home for Christmas. I said, "Where's home?" And he said, "Fort Wayne." And I'm going to reveal my geographical ignorance here. I said, "Oh, I didn't know you were from Texas."
Fort Wayne, Fort Worth.
He's like, "That would be Indiana."
Yeah. Well, you hit it off really well. You're married now 51 years?
52, right?
51 and a half.
51
It'll
and
be
a half
52
years.
in September.
Okay, so you got him to marry you, and
I
it
did.
really worked.
I did.
And you
Yeah.
have
It turned out not to be quite as easy as I thought,
Really?
but it worked out.
Well, I was moving to Indianapolis, and I had all ready to go. I had a job down there, and I came back into my office at Mundelein, and there was a tiny little note on the desk that said, "Don't go." And that changed my life.
And that was your ticket to marriage.
I called Indianapolis, told them to cancel my
How
employment
beautiful.
there, and stayed at
Yeah.
Mundelein, and we got married.
That's perfect. So home is in Chicago.
Home is in Chicago.
All the children born there. Okay.
And you've
They
got
were.
24
24 grandchildren.
7 children, 24 grand. And the book, Racketeer for Life, one of the things that's so beautiful about, I mean, you have so many family pictures in there, and the kids,
Yeah,
there's so
too
many
many.
beautiful pictures of
They're
you all.
beautiful.
Well, I hope we got some of them here that people are
The
looking
kids,
at, because your family is just beautiful.
Our kids, of course, grew up in the pro-life movement because I think Eric was about 6 when we got involved. And
Yeah.
they went to the first pro-life demonstration we ever went to. They thought all people went to protests and things on Saturdays.
All right.
When you first began to date or court, was he involved in the movement at that point, or when did you guys get involved?
As far as we knew, there was no movement.
Oh, there was no
Farthest
movement.
thing
Oh, that's-
from
we're going
my-
back. Okay.
Abortion was a
Yeah.
crime. It was a
We got
mortal
married in
sin.
1965.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about how you all got involved in the movement.
Well, Ann actually got me started. They were going to have a rally downtown in Chicago. It was a beautiful Saturday afternoon. I was going to watch Notre Dame beat somebody. And Ann said, "Oh, we all have to go down to this rally." Well, under, the Pledge of Obedience and all that, vow of obedience, we got the 3 boys and we all went down to the rally. And as we were approaching the rally site where Henry Hyde was speaking, remember Henry Hyde,
Yes.
a great pro-life representative? Anyway, they handed us Life and Death, which was put up by the Wilkies, Jack
Yes.
Wilkie,
Right.
remember his group?
Yeah.
And it had a picture of a black bag full of babies. And they handed us that, and as soon as I saw those babies in a bag, they'd all been killed in abortion. It was a hospital in Toronto because it wasn't legal here in the United States. And one of the little babies looked like Eric's baby picture. And it just became very personal to me. So when we got to the rally site, I listened to every word. I talked to people about it. And then I became almost obsessed that could never happen in America. Although they were trying to pass the law in Illinois, but we thought it would never pass because we'd go down to Springfield and lobby. But then when I was working for a PR firm, when it became legal in January 1973, and I started going to the clinics and talking, doing everything I could, reading everything I could find. And finally, my boss said, Joe, you're totally absorbed in this abortion movement. He said, why don't we'll keep you on payroll, and you'll keep your insurance till your baby's born, because Ann was pregnant with our fourth child. And so I started doing pro-life work full time. And there was no money, there was nothing in it when the paychecks ran out. So, but he had told me, with your background in journalism and publicity and so on, you can make a living at this. And so that was kind of the combination of things. But partly it was the little baby in the black bag, looked like Eric, and my wife was pregnant with my daughter, Sarah, our first girl. Kathy, I mean, and we didn't even know that it was a little girl. But the thing was, her protection that had been there from the beginning of this nation was gone. She was nothing to our government, and I was in World War II at the end. She means nothing. She can be killed just on a whim. Because if you read Doe v. Bolton, which was not printed much, it was a Roe v. Wade.
So that's a companion to Roe v. Wade, Doe v. Bolton together.
It's in Doe v. Bolton that it gives the parameters, abortion for the full 9 months of pregnancy. And most people hadn't read that. It was a footnote in Doe. And even the Chicago newspapers, they had 4 at that time. 3 of them left it out, basically. The Daily News put it in, the Doe v. Bolton thing. And I realized that they could kill my daughter. And so it was a personal thing. And I've always hated any kind of abuse of children.
Yeah.
Since I read in the book, I put the Lindbergh kidnapping.
Right.
That little baby was taken
That's right.
out. And so that I've had that protect the unborn, the helpless, the children. And so it was just a natural thing. That's all I could concentrate on. So we started a pro-life group.
So then what would you do? Then you would go to the abortion clinics, right? I mean, so...
No, we started out going and picketing the abortion clinics and picketing pro-abortion meetings and things. And we actually thought, we really were naive, we misread the general decline of the culture.
Right.
We thought that all you have to do is to show people that it's a human being. So we would...
And surely they would stop
Surely
this,
they would
right?
stop this. Americans wouldn't stand for this. So, we would show the pictures of what a baby looks like, because those Nielsen pictures in the womb had already come out in the late 60s. And then this is what the baby looks like after an abortion. And we figured, we'll do this for a couple of years and everything will go back to normal. God knew that if he had said to us, would you do this the rest of your life? We'd have said, I don't think so.
Right.
Find somebody else.
Yeah.
But we thought
so he just kind of eased us in,
They just didn't know that it was a human being and how fast it develops and all that.
Yeah.
And we thought that education was the important thing.
Right.
But people didn't know, or they didn't care.
Or they didn't care.
It wasn't their problem. My own family.
Right. Or that people did, and still to this day don't believe that you can have an abortion up to all 9 months.
No.
I mean,
Exactly.
people believe, because they want to believe, no, you can't do that, just up to the first 3 months.
Yeah.
And I've said, no, that's not true. I mean, it is this education, all these years later, where people just aren't believing it.
Yeah, and that's one of the advantages of the public debates about things like the partial birth abortion or restrictions after 20 weeks. At least the information gets out through the news and online and everything that these things are happening and somebody's trying to make it
Right.
stop
And
it.
you can have that conversation.
Right. Yeah.
So you did picketing, you went to all the meetings, you thought, okay, we're just going to shut them down. You went to Clinton, wherever they were, you protested them, you figured this is going to stop. And
But
then,
one day we were protesting at an abortion clinic in downtown Chicago, and we had a picket line of about 25 people or so, probably. I had one of my little girls holding my hand, and a woman walked through the picket line into the abortion clinic. It was the first time I ever actually saw somebody go to an abortion clinic. And it just hit me, you know, she's walking in there probably pregnant. She's going to come out with
One
no
less
baby.
person's coming out.
Yeah. And that was when I think we realized we have to do better than just protest it. We have to offer them something. Now, pregnancy centers did exist, but they exist on a shoestring, and the women going in there, of course, wouldn't know that there were these alternatives, that somebody was there to help them. So we started developing ways that you could approach them and let them know, you don't have to, this isn't your only choice. You don't have to do this. And give them the phone number, tell them where they can go, you know, to get some.
And we work
real
very
help.
closely with the crisis pregnancy centers, help get some of them started. You know.
Well, let's speak about some of what's in the book. This is some of what's in the book, obviously. Racketeer for Life, Fighting the Culture of Death from the Sidewalk to the Supreme Court. And, you know, at the beginning of your book, your own note, I love what you said, because you're speaking about since 1973, 72. And you say, I remember the early years that prepared me for the raging battle to save the lives of the unborn. And of course, it's an abridged history. But you know, this is the way I remember those events. This is the way I remember the people at that time that were involved in the battle, the other side of the battle. This is the way I remember the evil. So you
That
felt
led to it. Right.
Yeah. So I mean,
What was happening.
this is your memoir of 44 years, 45 years or so. Why was it so important for you to put this down? I mean, it must have been so overwhelming to. We're still in the battle, but you're going through all these years of reams of paper and clippings and so on and memories. And why did you do it?
Well, it's twice as big, actually. This has been cut in two. I mean, that was a lot. One thing was, a lot of people, I would give a lot of talks all over the country, and people would say, you ought to write a book. It always came out, you ought to write a book. I said, you know, I'm doing my job. I'm running around telling people, but that was frequent. And then I did have a hotline I put on every day. It was a message of what was happening. People would call it. It was a free line. I'd gotten the idea from the Nazis because you can't get rid of it. They're not calling you, you call them. So I started the Pro-Life Action Hotline. And I had all those boxes and boxes of all that information day by day. I had my diary. I had all these experiences. And so I just started, I had that material. And then there were two young women that volunteered, said they wanted to work on Saturdays. And they were both great typists. Yeah. So I would just bring them in Saturday morning and start talking. And they could keep up with, they were fast typists. And I would tell these stories. And the chapters piled up, and pretty soon I had an enormous manuscript. So I got my son Peter, who's a teacher, and we started going through and checking everything out. He would check the magazines, the dates, the places, the quotes, all these things. I had, for instance, when I was before the congressional hearings on clinic violence, with Charlie Schumer and Pat Schroeder and so on, we got all those records. So we put it together, we had a book, and then we had to start cutting it down, and when we got it down to where it was printable, and I wanted it smaller, then my attorneys wanted to look at it. And that took forever for them to decide you can be liable to hear it.
Sure, but that's safe.
Yes, you want to
Let's
be
just
safe.
pause at this point. The book is Racketeer for Life, Fighting the Culture of Death from the Sidewalk to the Supreme Court. Joseph M. Scheidler, right there at the very beginning, has trained thousands of activists throughout the country and throughout the world. Plenty more to come. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Well, remember that we want you to be a part of our show. So if you have a question for Joe or Ann, you could just send us an email, jimandjoy@EWTN.com, and hopefully we will use your very wise question right here on the air. Well, we're having a beautiful conversation with Joseph and Ann Scheidler. They are co-founders of the Pro-Life Action League, talking about their years a long time of pouring their life, showing up at clinics, protesting before the courts of this land with their family in tow, and just making a great sacrifice to advance the culture of life.
And they're on fire right now for the Lord. It never ebbs. Joe, as I was reading the book, you know, the first chapter is called Sorry I Missed You. And I thought to myself before I read it, I said, well, that's pretty benign. I mean, it's pretty... But when I read Sorry I Missed You, how does that fit into the book? Because it's profound.
Well, I left a card at an abortion clinic.
Okay.
They weren't open, and I wanted to talk to the abortionists, try to talk them into sense. And I left the card, and I wrote on the back, "Sorry I missed you." They weren't there. Well, that showed up in my trial, my racketeering trial, years later, and it meant, "Sorry I missed you."
Lord have mercy.
So they took that
I was
as
here to kill
a
you.
threat.
They call it
Yeah.
a threat.
A threat,
Sorry I
a death
missed you.
threat. And all the way through, we had a sign out in front of where we had a pro-life meeting, what we called a Pro-Life Action Network meeting in Wisconsin, and they had the sign, the guy was writing, "Pro-life activists have a ball." He couldn't find an extra L to put on this big, so he had an S, so he said, "Pro-life action have a blast."
Oh,
Well,
gosh.
blast can only mean you're going to plan
Right.
bombings. And this is the kind of evidence that was used all during our 20-some, our
my
trial.
goodness.
Okay.
We started in 1986 with a charge of violating the Sherman-Clayton antitrust. That didn't go anywhere, so they changed it to racketeering, racketeering operation.
RICO, racketeering,
RICO,
influence, corrupt
which is
organization.
big gangs, you know, make money, and the damages are tripled, so obviously there's some money involved. Well, there wasn't any money involved. We weren't making a cent, but they were losing money. And so we went to the Supreme Court the first time
Right.
to see, can they use racketeering? And the court ruled they could. So we went to trial eventually. This dragged out for 20
Oh, yeah.
So the first time the Supreme Court just ruled, yes,
Yes.
it can be used. They didn't make a decision about it, so you went to
No.
trial. Okay.
Yeah.
We went to
Go
trial.
ahead.
We had an 8-week trial, and we were
But
found
you know,
guilty.
legal things take forever, so
forever.
years and years
Yeah,
drag
right.
on.
And that's
as
where
you
all
do.
this stuff about have a blast, sorry I missed you, they brought in Miss Hollywood. They lied through their teeth. Names couldn't be used. It was a farce. It was just a farce.
But you were found guilty.
Guilty.
Were you found guilty, or the organization found guilty, or what? How did that work?
Everything.
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Both. Us and
Okay.
the organization.
So what happens from that point?
Then you appeal. You start
Okay.
appeal, and you lose. So we got to the Supreme Court again, and they ruled 8-1. We were not guilty. It came down. It was rejected. They said that we had missed. The court had not looked at all the predicate acts. That 3 had been over there, 100 and some predicate acts. They didn't say what they were, but we were now still guilty.
That's incredible. You won at the Supreme Court level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They take it back down.
And it was rejected.
and
I never had heard of that.
No.
I
Now
didn't think it
insisted the
could happen.
Supreme Court missed something. They missed
Yeah.
these.
It was their
these things.
fault.
Okay, so then it goes.
It goes all
We're doing
through-
this fast, but it takes years.
We go all
Yeah.
through it again. We get back to the Supreme Court. They eventually rule unanimously that we're not guilty, and they want it to stick. It was only 8-0 because there had been a death, and Senator O'Connor.
She had retired, and
retired.
Alito hadn't been
Right.
on the
Hadn't
court
been
yet
on.
when ours was
So-
heard, so he couldn't vote.
So it was
So-
8-0. But it came back down, and then we wait because they lost, and so they owe us damages. And finally, 2 years ago, coming up, they paid some damage, paid it off,
Paid our costs. Yeah.
our costs, which wasn't much.
Well, we got an email, and it says, your court case took a very long time to eventually be resolved. This must have taken a great toll on you and your family. How is your faith able to sustain you through such an ordeal? And this is Jane from Gardner, Kansas.
Ah.
And
Well, you know, it's funny to say, but it didn't feel like a big burden, this whole ordeal. We went right on doing all of our regular pro-life work anyway, and you know, all our kids are going through school, and they're
Right, you're doing life.
Yeah, we're doing life, and we're continuing to protest and to train sidewalk counselors. We got an awful lot of publicity because of the RICO
Right.
lawsuit. which higher profile. It actually brought in some more funding, which enabled us to do our sidewalk counseling video, No Greater Joy.
Yes.
We've been wanting to do that for years, and we didn't have the funds.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you know, we've got this notoriety, and now we can afford, which the opposite of what Now intended. in
Right.
this.
Right.
They intended to put us out of business, and instead, they gave us opportunities. Plus, I think really that you could feel the support from all the prayers. You know, we were constantly getting calls and letters from people saying, you're in our prayers, our family is praying for you, we're saying our rosary for you. People made sacrifices. When we were in the trial, many people came to that courtroom, sat in the back row and prayed
It was packed.
the whole time.
Yeah.
And we built a little shrine. We had a bunch of law books in front of the desk where the three of us sat, Andy Schulberg and Tim Murphy and myself, and we put a little shrine of the Blessed Mother and put our rosaries there, and everything was nice. We had family members come up until I found out the kids were too good looking.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you got the
Get
judge
them
to
off
drop
the
that.
front
Get them
row.
off
They
the
look
front.
too good.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
really true because, you know, it really is what the devil meant for evil, right?
Exactly.
God turns it
Yes.
around to make a greater good out of it. You have to go through that trial. It didn't feel good, that it was expensive. It's hovering over you as you go through it. But God just turns that whole thing
Yeah.
around. And that's
Yeah.
where the devil overplays his hand.
Right, all the time.
Right.
And
Yes.
one thing, a law firm came out of this. Tom Breck, I was
Right.
working for Abraham and Fox in Chicago, and he was given a kind of a threat. You
was
stay
an
with them.
ultimatum.
It was an
Right,
ultimatum. That's the
right.
word I was looking for. And he chose us. So he goes off of their payroll and all of it.
And of course, that is another wonderful outgrowth of the
Right.
whole thing,
he's
because
got 100 and some clients
What's the name
right
of the
now.
society?
Thomas More Society.
And she's the chairman of the board.
You're the chairman of the
So
board. Wow.
when he had to leave, when Tom had to leave his firm, he needed a way. The Pro-Life Action League wasn't going to be able to pay him, and he, of course, needed to eat.
Take care of his family.
Right.
His wife wasn't too happy about that, though,
Well,
right?
His wife had
Right.
just retired
Sure.
from being a teacher. She'd been teaching Spanish for many years. She had just retired. And so she unretired, God love her. She went back to work. And we started the Thomas More Society as a separate nonprofit organization so they could independently raise funds.
great
and,
Yeah.
and they have gone on to represent pro-lifers all over.
David Delyden
country.
and
Yes.
Lila Rose. And,
How
you know,
beautiful.
When they get into trouble, they go to Thomas More.
Yeah.
Beautiful. The early days when you started this whole area of pro-life activism, you wrote another book besides this one. Is it closed?
I wrote Close because I was getting a lot of questions from people all over the country on what do you do? What do you do? And so I would write them letters, you know, sidewalk counseling and show the pictures and so on. And so finally I thought, why don't I just write a book about this? So I was going to have 100 ways to stop abortion.
90, yeah.
I couldn't think of the 100.
Because it's 99 ways. I can still see it. 99
My
ways.
99 chapter says, write your own, think up your own idea. And I started getting letters with fantastic
Wow.
ideas. I had 40 some more suggested I could write a book now with 151 ways.
You write it, we'll have you back on. So we have another email.
It says, you've been involved in the pro-life cause for over 40 years. Given today's culture, do you see hope that abortion on demand will ever be eradicated? And this is Sharon from Hastings, Nebraska.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
It's being eradicated.
Yes.
There'll always be abortion. But there's great hope, and there was euphoria in Washington at the march, because weird as Trump may be, he's picking wonderful people. His Governor Mike Pence of Indiana was a great idea. That was the first. And Kellyanne
Right.
Conway, she's an old friend of ours
Yes.
who used to come to our pro-life memeetings all the time, and she's 100%
Yeah, she's
pro-life.
wonderful.
Yes.
And the guy that he's picked out for the Supreme Court is another Scalia. So things are looking, you know, there are weird things happening, but they're also he's getting so many good people around him that know what the problem is. So I do believe that in this administration we'll get enough justice to overturn Roe v. Wade. That doesn't end abortion, but it says something
The
about
culture
America.
is also
Right.
shifting, too.
Right.
The culture is getting much more liberal in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
but it's recognizing the humanity of the child. And increasingly, polls show more people identify as pro-life, more people would like to see some restrictions, even if they aren't ready yet to eradicate it completely. They are really uncomfortable with
And
late-term
it really goes
abortion.
back to your original conversion, you know, where you got when it was an intimate encounter with the unborn. I mean, that you had and seen your own child in this one, and you thought, well, if people see this, then it'll all change, but it really hasn't gone that way. But yet, it is influential, especially
Yeah.
with the younger people who are the survivors after 44
Well, and
years.
you know what?
Right.
They know I'm a survivor. I
Right.
wasn't
Yeah.
regarded as a human person in the womb. There's something, you know, and young people like justice kind of things. This is not fair. This is not fair.
Yeah.
And they kind
Yeah.
of get that, and then they are looking at field development. They are looking at the abortions. They're intrigued by it. They want to see what's going on.
And they have an ultrasound of themselves in their
Right.
baby book.
Right. That's
And
They
right.
were a
they don't
human
have to be
being. They
religious
know they
either.
were a human
They're just
being.
saying that's wrong.
That's right.
That's wrong.
And they're seeing it, and it doesn't take a long time. You can take somebody, when we go out on the college campuses and so on, you'll have kids, they're pro-abortion, women's rights, all this stuff. A little conversation with them, and they begin to see it.
Right.
They begin very quickly. They catch the idea. These are my fellow human beings. I'm a survivor, 1 out of 3. Or
Yeah.
1 out of,
Right.
You know, it's so beautiful that you've written this memoir, and it's plenty more to live. Because Joy and I were involved in what was called the rescue movement. That was a
Right.
part
Right.
of
Right.
this whole thing, and it's so important. You know, it's amazing as you go on in the years, people don't. And she's living, Joan Andrews. They're not familiar with the name.
They're not familiar,
Not
yeah.
familiar with the name, or Chet Gallagher or John Kavanaugh O'Keefe. But you know, you chronicle all these characters, wonderful, wonderful
Yeah.
characters.
They're all
Why?
an important part of the
Yes.
history.
Why are they important? Why is it important to know them and what they were doing at that time, the courage they displayed? Why?
Well, they're part of our history. You know, this is a country that everybody holds up. You know, it's great. Everybody flocks here and so on. And because we protect and we give people freedom and all this, we're person oriented, and so these people saw that and they felt it. Randy Terry, I remember when he was afraid to go near the clinic, and he invited me out to Binghamton, New York, and I said, forward march, and we went down right in front of the clinic, and the cops came, and it was public sidewalk, and the use of the pictures. We can stand out on the highway with these great big ugly pictures, and you say, why show those? That turns people off. That's how we got in the movement, through the pictures. I was at a table one time at the Monasteros in Chicago, and all of us pro-life leaders just had a meeting. And I said, how did you get in the movement? Well, I happened to see a picture.
Right.
I said, Lila Rose
Right.
opened up the handbook on abortion by Dr. Wilkie, saw the pictures. She's totally committed for life.
Yeah.
It's what you see. Seeing is believing.
Right.
And abortion is ugly.
Yeah.
It's ugly. It's killing a child. You can't be much worse than that.
Right. We would always say, you know, we've been in the church and working in the church and confronting evils in the church. We never knew how evil was until we stepped out on the sidewalks. And you saw, and it was evil. It was demonic. It was like, wow, because you were coming against the gates of hell.
Right.
Yes.
You know, and innocently
It's
just showing
like
up,
child
trying to love,
sacrifice.
right. And that's what it is. And you're just saying, that girl's going to go in there and her life is never going to be the same.
No, look what it's done to women.
Right.
You know, and to
And to men.
and to the grandparents and siblings
What
of
do you
these
think
children.
it's done to women?
Well, abortion is such an unnatural thing for a woman to do. You only do this out of desperation when you feel you have no choice. And you hear that on the sidewalk. I'm sure you've heard that. The whole business of, oh, women need this choice, pro-choice, pro-choice. But women who make that choice feel there isn't any other
Right.
choice. And then they live with that. Everybody else who said, go do that, goes on about their way, you know, doing whatever they were going to do anyway. And she's left with, I made this choice.
Right.
My child is gone, a child you can't get back.
And in
And-
some ways, it's worse for the father. There's a book out called Fathers and Abortion by Shostak. And he's trying to show that men really think abortion's okay, but they don't. The men are worse off in some ways than the woman.
Right.
The woman at least went through some pain and an operation, all that sort of thing. The guy is helpless. He's the father, and many of these men want that baby.
And in this culture, in this society, you know, if you try to say something, it's like you have nothing to say.
Yeah, so
We
they're
just
cut
have
out of the process.
we have a minute left, Joe. Just your hope for the book, your hope for our culture.
Well, I hope for the book for people that need to do what's in the book. Everybody should go out to a clinic if they can possibly get their wheel in there or whatever, but go where it happens. We are in an atrocity, a Holocaust in our country. If it has got to stop, it's offending God. So I think everybody has to do something. And the reason for the book is that you'll do something. You'll say, hey, I could do that, and they'll do it.
Joe and Ann Scheidler, thank you so much for your years of faithful service in pro-life. You're really prophetic, and prophets embody the message they speak. You embody life, marriage, and the family. We bless your lives. The best is yet to come.
Thank you.
It's Racketeer for Life, fighting the culture of death, from the sidewalk to the Supreme Court. Get it. It's a must-read. Go to prolifeaction.org if you want to be equipped to do the pro-life work right where you are. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.
Welcome back. Well, you're an important part of our family, and we would love to have you join us live right here on At Home. You could be a member of our studio audience. We have an audience today. All you need to do is contact the EWTN Pilgrimage Department. Just send them an email, pilgrimages@ewtn.com. Give them a jingle at 205-271-2966. A lot of the people in our audience today are from the north. They're enjoying the warm southern weather. They've been to Hansville to see Mother's Resting Place. So come to Irondale, Alabama. We'll show you a really good time. Well, right now we're going to go straight to Rome to hear from Joan. Joan, what do you have for us today?
Well, greetings from Rome to all of you at home, and a special shout out to Joe and Ann. I really wish I could be with you in studio to renew an acquaintance, because you all may not remember, but decades ago in the 80s, we met in Rome. It was shortly after John Paul had set up the Institute for Studies on Marriage and the Family, an institute that now bears his name. And there was a big press conference and a whole series of pro-life meetings in Rome. And I was actually covering it as the bureau chief for the National Catholic Register. I looked for those articles but could not find them over the weekend. In any event, kind of fun to be with you, at least virtually today. Now, another interesting thing was that Father Paul Marks was there in addition to Joe and Ann, and also the first president of the Institute, Monsignor Carlo Caffarra, now Cardinal Caffarra, and he's the Archbishop Emeritus of Bologna, Italy. Now, actually, very little has changed in all of these decades. That is to say, abortion is still legal. The attempt to overturn Roe v. Wade is ongoing, and we just had the 44th March for Life in Washington, D.C. And of course, the battle that John Paul called to fight against the culture of death, that is still ongoing. Now, he first used those words in his magnificent 1995 encyclical Evangelium Vitae, and he said he condemned the culture of death in which moral crimes such as abortion and euthanasia are viewed as individual rights. Fast forward a bit to 2006, and as his first time baptizing babies as Pope, Benedict XVI said, "Coherence with baptism calls for saying yes to Christ and life and no to evil and the culture of death." Fast forward again, 2014, Pope Francis met with officials from the United Nations in Rome, and he urged them to challenge the culture of death. Now, we also have to do one other thing that St. John Paul, he wanted everybody to be positive. So he condemned the culture of death, but asked all of us to build a culture of life. So that's what we're trying to do here in Rome, and I know you are. But now, back to you at home.
Joan, thank you so much. So informative, always connects us with the Holy Father and the Vatican. And with dauntless fidelity, generation to generation, we will proclaim the gospel of life, and God will prevail.
You know, I was thinking Mother Angelica received an award several years ago for being one of the pioneers of cable television, because it was just getting off the ground. And Joe and Ann are certainly pioneers, trailblazers in the pro-life movement that has encouraged us to get involved. Just like Mother's involvement got other people involved in Catholic media. So they're really trailblazers that set the course for us.
I was thinking about some TV show that we watch periodically. Joy's the main one that watches it, but I kind of watch it. And they do these like reworking of houses and so on, and somehow they had to do something with the foundation of the house. And in the midst of this, they found like a bottle with a note in the bottle, and it was from this young man at that time when this house was established. He was saying, this is my first job, and I'm here, and if somebody finds this in the future, I was here. So they found this, and they actually found the guy who is now an older guy, but they found him, said, we found this, and it was here at the foundation of the house. And that's the Scheidlers. And that's this memoir, Racketeer for Life. I mean, people are going to rummage around in 1972, 1973 at the foundation. What was going on in our culture that led to this? What kind of narcissism, I think that's what Joe says in this, that led to this? And what was the church doing? What were you doing when this was taking place? And Joe chronicles that, the first people getting involved in what they did and how they prayed and how they stood and how they loved. And so it's just a very, very important work, and we can't forget, and we're building upon that.
Yes. Ann said something that I'd never thought of before, that in baby books now, they have the ultrasound.
Right.
And how that little thing is helping build an idea of pro-life, even in young people's minds, because that's, something that's common
evidence of
today.
that. It's really beautiful. And when we have the confirmation classes come in, from around the diocese, and we talk about our ministry, what we do at the Pregnancy Medical Center, and I say, there's a picture of you when you were in your mother's womb. How many of you have gone to your baby books to see the evidence of that?
Right.
And they're like, oh yeah, because it's a human being. It is sacred. It has dignity, value, and worth. And if you're going to be confirmed and say, I'm Catholic, you got to believe this. That's what it means in your confirmation.
So we get the question quite often, how do you speak about abortion with your children? When do you have that conversation and what happens? And we can discuss that, and people have written on that, especially Father Pavone, how you have a conversation, how far you take. But the key I always go to first is, are you sharing fetal development?
Yes.
Because you don't have to wait at any point. Just show the baby in utero, show images, show videos, read the books, have them carry around a little fetal model, the rubber model. Start with fetal development, because if they just get that in their heart, and then they know that abortion at some point is, sadly, the killing of an innocent child, they'll have some idea, well, I know what this child looks like, this is really a child. They'll have some idea even in their own head, well, how do you kill this? It's a terrible thing, but I think fetal development early on, imprinting that so beautiful, within them, that they'll always love life in that way.
And our young people are so creative and so ingenious. I don't know if you saw the video recently of this girl named Autumn, and she was responding to the Teen Vogue article where she's trying to make abortion a fun sort of thing with a gift.
How to celebrate it.
But how articulate this young girl, she's in high school, but she responded to it so beautifully and so strongly. And presented the truth so articulately.
Right. And we watched it as a staff, and I showed our staff, because, it's like what I was sharing. You cannot believe how evil this is. And then to hear this magazine and how to make it like a party and to celebrate it, or to disgusting ways to bring this woman who just had an abortion comfort. You're like, Lord, have mercy. It just wants to bring you to your knees. You just cry out to the Lord and say, where are we, God?
Yeah, play a comedy movie. That was one of the suggestions.
And it's just, because that girl is being told to lie. You don't have to feel bad about this. You shouldn't feel guilty. And there she takes that grief that now she knows she feels sad, and she can't mourn.
She can't express it.
She can't express it, and she's trapped in that.
Right.
But the issue is, how are we going to deal with what we know to be true? This is actually the killing of a of our own children. And so you rationalize, you deal with some things when really the antidote is God's mercy, God's grace, God's forgiveness,
Face the
God's
reality
healing.
of
Yes.
it.
And you'll become an
turn.
eloquent spokesperson, receive the forgiveness of God.
That's
Father,
it.
give us a blessing.
Father, we thank you for the pioneers who have blazed a trail for us who follow in their footsteps. We ask you to bless Joe and Ann and the whole
Yes, Lord.
pro-life movement, that it may continue to grow, to build the culture of life, especially these young people, that you would inspire them with new and creative ways to build a civilization of love. And may Almighty God bless you, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father.
Thank you so much for being a part of At Home with Jim and Joy. Thank you for being a part of building a whole new culture of life. Joe and Ann Scheidler represent that movement so beautifully, and some of the ministries they had that weren't even mentioned was meet the abortion providers. Meet them. These who've been converted, those who've come to the Lord. So maybe you've been involved in an abortion. There's mercy, grace, healing, forgiveness for you. Maybe you've been involved in the industry. There's forgiveness, there's mercy to you. Those who have sinned much will be forgiven much, and they love much. So thanks for being a part of this family. God bless you. God bless all of your loved ones. Remember that life, marriage, and the family will prevail. Bye now.